Overnight, a victory for progressive Democrats in battleground Michigan. In the closely watched, high-stakes Democratic Senate primary, voters choosing Abdul El-Sayed as their party's Senate nominee, defeating establishment-backed Congresswoman Haley Stevens.
Tomorrow we begin to mend fences. We have a responsibility to assure that we unite to make sure that Mike Rogers never sees the inside of the U.S. Senate.
The former public health official ran on a populist platform, campaigning on Medicare for all and abolishing ICE, and touting endorsements from progressives, including Bernie Sanders, who spoke with Kristen Welker and Hallie Jackson overnight.
I'm very proud of the campaign that he ran. It was a grassroots campaign. He had thousands and thousands of volunteers.
President Trump last night blasting progressive candidates like El-Sayed.
I think either they're very naive or they actually want to ruin the country. Anybody doing what they're doing and what they're espousing, everything turns out to ashes and junk and filth.
El-Sayed will now face a bruising battle against the Republican nominee, former Congressman Mike Rogers, who was endorsed by Trump for an open seat. That seat critical to Democrats' hopes of retaking the Senate this fall. In the Michigan governor's race, another Trump-backed candidate, John James, will face off against the Democratic nominee, Secretary of State Jocelyn Benson. Progressives are also claiming victory in a key Michigan House primary, with activist William Lawrence defeating two Democratic challengers, setting up a race with Republican Tom Barrett in a district that President Trump carried by just 1 point in 2024. All of it raising the stakes for control of Congress in the midterm elections that are now just 90 days away.
And while it was no doubt a good night for progressives, it was not a complete sweep. Moderates did win races in other parts of Michigan, in Missouri, and in Virginia, where the more moderate candidates won in 2 districts that Democrats are counting on in their efforts to take back the House majority. Craig?
Ryan, thank you. For more now on the primary results and that nail biter in Michigan, let's bring in Kristen Welker, moderator of Meet the Press. Kristen, always good to have you. Let's start there in Michigan with El-Sayed's win. What can we glean from the win itself, and what do we think that the narrow margin could mean come general election time for him?
Well, great questions, Craig. Look, it is significant that Abdul El-Sayed is out front this morning. He took on the party's establishment. He was outspent nearly 11-1, and it is the first strong showing by a progressive in a battleground state, so statewide. But look, it was a much narrower showing than expected. In fact, this morning, many news outlets haven't called the race yet. All of it underscoring the challenges El-Sayed may face in a general, as you say, against Republican Mike Rogers, who's made it clear he actually prefers to run against El-Sayed. And that is going to be the big question in this election cycle. Can a progressive candidate win in a purple state? El-Sayed will need to win over moderate and independent voters. And in addition to that, in my conversations with his campaign advisors, I'm told the strategy is also to try to turn out people who don't typically participate in elections. Look, the bottom line, it is nearly impossible for Democrats to win the Senate without Michigan, so the stakes could not be higher. Craig and Laura.
Kristen, you know, in some ways, primaries are hard because it exposes the fractions and divisions within the party. What do you think the biggest challenges for Democrats are going into November?
Well, the biggest challenge is just that, to unify. The race between Haley Stevens and Abdul El-Sayed was a bruising one. And in interviews with Senator Bernie Sanders, who backed El-Sayed, Congresswoman Debbie Dingell, who did not endorse, they both stressed the need for Democrats to come together in the wake of this hard-fought Senate primary. But look, deep divisions remain, including over support for Israel. And many have seen El-Sayed's win as a rebuke to the establishment, to the Democratic Party, which went all in on Stevens. So how will they navigate all this energy from voters on the left? Look, overall, while it was a strong night for progressives, as Ryan was just saying, it wasn't a clean sweep. In fact, former Representative Cori Bush lost her race to a more moderate candidate in a key Missouri district, as one example. So the big picture question here, will this new wave of progressive enthusiasm help or hurt Democrats' chances to try to take back the Senate and the House in November, guys?
All right, we shall see. Kristen Welker. Kristen, thank you. We know you'll have much more on Sunday, because if it's Sunday, it's Meet the Press.
Hey, thanks for watching. And don't forget, you can catch the Today Show every morning on NBC, or take Today when you're on the go. Just follow the Today podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen.